Quick look as capture age opens up. And my view switched to the other player. Okay, and we'll have Jordan in the blue as the Turks against ACCM in the red as the Huns. This seems like a fairly normal map, other than the starting pigs had 31 food on them, so they will not last long. Although Jordan's had 113. Or he's found some extra ones already. Anyway, let me open up. Capture age then. Well, there we are. And we will have, let's see. Looks like they have kept their TCs running despite the low food. That Javelina has a lot of food on it, and ACCM is about to uncover quite a few pigs. Arabia. I know it's not a clown map. Oh, that's a lot of food on the Ibexes there. Expect them either to mill or push those. No food on the wolf, unfortunately. Very little food on the berries. It might not even bother milling them. Probably just wants to mill the Ibexes there. And same for Jordan, but his Ibexes are in a much safer location. Neither player with much gold. In fact, there's like no gold. Yeah, players will not have gold. A good bit of stone, but they do not have any gold on this map. How much gold? 463 for each player. Then there is another pile of gold down here. Not much on that either. Let's see. ACCM has some more gold out there. That's a lot of gold. It's not much there. Some up here. Some all the way at the north. I mean, Jordan actually has a much better gold pile, because he can just go to the back for gold. So I think Jordan has a much better map. He has safe Ibexes, back gold. Not much stone in those stone mines. Trash war against Turks. Well, that is a good point. But he will get those free Hussar upgrades if it does come to that. I mean, if the Turks have to go for trash, he probably won't, because he'll probably have that gold. They will be at that disadvantage because they don't have pikemen or elite skirm. All they have is Hussars. But those Hussars do have extra pierce armor, which against the Huns could be quite nice if the Huns want to go for their cav archers. I imagine Tarkans could actually be quite effective against the Turks, though. Like a Tarkan CA combination from the Huns. Could force some heavy camels on a low gold map. Direct relic victory? Well, I don't think we'll have a relic victory, because we have a relic in the corner for each player. Looks like there are 5 on the map, so that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are some wild horses still scattered about, and some big food on those javelinas down there. And ACCM just going to push all of his Ibexes and mill his berries, but not much food will be on those berries. Might have a bit of a fight here from the scouts. ACCM, ooh, actually gets the extra doink and still gets the Ibex in. Well, I guess the Huns do have the atheism tech for the... Ooh, Jordan's going for the drush. That militia could lame those Ibexes. So Jordan's going for a forward wall with a barracks and looks like a drush. Could go for a good 2 militia drush. Jordan could do so much damage if he lamed those Ibexes there. And ACCM, he has quick wall with his wood, but I think he's going to struggle. Those berries are not going to last much longer. I mean, on one hand, he's not going to have berries to be drushed. Like, you can't drush your opponent's berries if they don't have berries. And he will be continuing to push in those Ibexes, but I think he really needs to mill them and maybe kill them with the Vills just so the militia don't come back and lame them. I guess Jordan, like, where's he going? Where's that drush going? He's just going to run into a wolf. Well, here's the advantage of not having an eco is that Jordan has nothing to drush. And hello, Sprout Salad. Oh, actually, he will have a lumber camp that he can drush as ACCM is going to the back, and Jordan will spot that right away. Reminds me of Arabia on Voobly with the woodlines. I missed that version of Arabia, honestly. I think the woodlines there are better than the ones on DE. Oh, thank you, probably Glow, for the follow. So Drush is going to be a bit annoying. ACCM shouldn't lose a Vil here, but he will have a bit of idle time if he can't micro them properly. He's going to try to keep all 5 Vils on one side of the woodline so he can turn and fight the Drush if he needs to. And the Nerdman, thank you for the follow. And Jordan's just going to hang around, and ACCM's not going to fight until he has to. Meanwhile, both players getting some walls up. In this stage of the tournament, you have to wall. Very surprising not seeing the laming from Jordan on those Ibexes. ACCM's going to get a lot of food, still pushing them in. And he's dancing, still trying to dance, but ACCM's not falling for it. Gets a couple hits, and he's going to turn and poke, and then he'll go back to the woodline. Hello, Roko. And thank you, Jiva Jago, for the follow. And meanwhile, Jordan is fully walled up, and half of his map is basically Black Forest. ACCM's not going to be able to get in, as long as Jordan gets that walled properly, and Jordan has milled his Ibexes. ACCM is up first to feudal. Oh, look at this. He's walled in the Drush, and that'll let him take a really good fight against it. He'll lose 1 Vil. But Jordan's trying to break out, but down goes the Drush. Now, that Drush did do a lot of damage, and it killed 1 villager, but ACCM did eliminate it. Now he can send his villagers forward to take those Ibexes long distance, and his scout has gotten in, will be annoying, and manages to snag a Vil. The nice use of the scout there from ACCM on that hill. Always dangerous walling without a spearman on a hill if the enemy still has the full HP Feudal Age scout. And Jordan is up. Let's see, he did have Loom there at least. 9 a.m. there? Well, it's 7:15 for me. I woke up early for this. I think HyperRandom should have been... HyperRandom Fair should have been played. I don't actually know what the difference is between those scripts. If Zetnis shows up, maybe he can explain that for us. And 11 p.m. for you. Yeah, this is the time when I played with ACCM and we had to schedule our games and we would start playing. Oh, lots of farms for Jordan. I think going for the Drush might have, you know, they didn't have much food under their TCs or in their berries, so you kind of have to make a big adjustment to take those Ibexes. So ACCM going for the scouts, not going to break in. Probably won't be making too many scouts. Looks like he stopped his production already. It's just going to have those 3. So it's going to be so annoying for Jordan to wall behind when ACCM has that scout on the inside and also that hill where he can get bonus attack against the villagers. That's the advantage of having the scout inside. It can stop your opponent from walling out the enemy scouts. And Jordan will get the house up, but it will be just a bit more annoying than he'd like. It's a low HP Vil. We'll have to pay attention to that. Battle of Cav Archers. That's what it's interesting, because they both have that extra Pierce Armor unit in the Tarkin and the Turk Hussars now. So I would be interested to see if it goes that way. Turks, of course, do have camels. And if it gets to a big CA battle, they will have the better CA with the extra HP and the final armor. Turks can go hand cannons? Probably not against the Huns. Huns aren't really an infantry civ, and their cav archers are a pretty good counter against the hand cannons. Battle of the Mangonel civs, too. Both civs lack the onager upgrade. And they have siege rams. Now, the problem with ACCM is he's walled, but he doesn't have gold inside of his walls. He has that 1 gold mine there. And he has a good 400 gold there. That's not going to last him long. He's going to have to adapt. He's putting up a blacksmith. And I'd like to see him walling a bit more forward on that hill. Maybe getting his military buildings up there when he's heading up to the castle age. It's going to be so important for him to protect that gold. That's a lot of gold. Come on, map script. You're 2 gold short of making that a much better number. Anyway, it looks like Jordan's just going to keep walling. He's putting down the archery ranges. He'll be first up to Castle Age, and ACCM will be right behind him. Looks like he's up by 2 villagers with a short difference up to the castle. Yeah, there are some good gold spots, and ACCM is going to be heading out to collect from it. I just don't like the way he's walled around this. He's only going to have one tile to put Vils on. He brings the walls out slightly. Is he? He's not actually walled over here either. There's a hole there, but doesn't really matter. He has out the scouts for now, but Jordan's going to be moving out with the spear in 2 ranges. He'll be adding in archers as he goes up. So if ACCM scouts that, he should be able to anticipate the cav archers. And yeah, now he's finishing the wall there. But here's the problem. If Jordan gets here, his archers will be able to harass that gold mine. Hello, Norther. You don't think people say leet anymore? Well, we can still meme about the numbers. The wolf attacking the spear, ACCM's not going to get in. And Jordan, the question is, has Jordan scouted this gold up here? And he has. Hopefully he's checked the amount of gold on it. Bloodlines and 3-range cav archers for ACCM. Monastery for Jordan, actually. And ACCM will use the wolves to attack that spearman. We'll take some pokes on the scout, but of course wolves attack the spears but don't attack scouts. Jordan will go for the crossbow upgrade, whereas ACCM's just going straight for the cav archers. And with 5 crossbows, this will be a nice addition to his army. ACCM immediately going for the wood upgrade, and if there's a spot he could build a TC, it is over here to protect that gold. Doesn't quite have the wood for it. Let's see if he goes for it. Jordan going to have to send another spear, but ACCM can use the wolves again. And university, so early ballistics for ACCM, that's kind of forward. Using it as a wall, and he'll eventually get it up. Just needs to be careful not to lose any vills. Yeah, and here we go, ACCM starting to expand those walls just a bit so he can better saturate that gold with villagers. Fleet never dies. Jordan, is he going for crossbows, actually? Oh, wow, Jordan not going for cav archers. He's just going for crossbows. Adding in a monk to pick up that relic. Now, monks won't be too useful against cav archers, but ACCM, with bloodlines, will be able to take this hill and get a good jump on those crossbows. But the crossbows, taking a good engagement. I think Jordan was able to get a few volleys in before ACCM really was able to fight. When they do get their upgrades, the cav archers will win in the straight-up fight, but Jordan will have the numbers advantage, especially since he was producing while going up. Isn't skirms better versus cav archer? It is, but then you run into the issue of what happens when ACCM adds in mangonels or any other unit other than cav archers. Crossbows are going to be a better part of your army then. Gonna snipe off that scout there. Crossbows also are better able to push through these palisade walls than skirmishers. Double palisade will slow down crossbows. It'll pretty much stop pure skirms. Yep, and there's the TC for ACCM. He's going straight up to 3 TCs, and we see the same thing from Jordan. Jordan with a slight Vil lead got that TC up just a bit earlier. Now ACCM will have secured that gold, and that's really the important thing. Jordan spent a lot of time trying to push in down here. He probably could have done a bit more damage had he come up to that gold. Oh, and ACCM will snag a monk there. Or not. Aw. Not patrolling. Lets the monk get away. Now Jordan will be reinforcing these palisades with houses. And I think there still might be a gap there. Jordan's going to try to house that. Maybe there's a gap by the mill. And he's going to house that. ACCM's just going to take the HP off of that house. And Jordan's going to wall behind. So nice reaction there from Jordan when he realized there was still a hole. And now he's going to bring the crossbows over, and those cav archers are trapped, and this is going to be a very good fight for Jordan if he has ballistics, but he doesn't. And ACCM's just going to try to dance and find a way to escape somehow. Jordan on the box formation, going for the split. And ACCM is trapped. Good positioning on the crossbows by Jordan, staying right in the middle. Going to try to react to any movement from ACCM to get away. And ACCM is going to lose all of his cav archers here if Jordan plays this carefully. See, I like how he's moving a few crossbows over to the side, not letting ACCM run that way. We'll let ACCM get a bit better of a trade, but in exchange, we'll be taking out more crossbows. And now with only one, he can dance. And very well done there with Jordan on the crossbow micro. Maybe those two will escape, but that's it. In the meantime, looks like ACCM has added in some skirmishers. So he will be going for Cav Archer skirm, and he'll use those skirms just to get a bit of map control so he can make that forward siege workshop. And he'll probably keep making Cav Archers after that. Just a few skirms to get a bit of control now that he's lost all those other Cav Archers. Now, build numbers still pretty equal. The skirms will help a lot in pushing those crossbows back. Cav Archers are much better able to run away from skirms than crossbows are. And with his army combined, ACCM now can choose to take a pretty good fight against the crossbows. They will be trying to take out the Cav Archers, and ACCM just needs to dance a bit. And if he can secure this wood line, we now have the defensive siege workshop from Jordan. And thank you, Rohit AoE, for the follow. Why are we seeing a resurgence in box formation? So box formation is always something you use with these small numbers of crossbows, just because it makes it easier to keep them clumped up, and you can get better shots on your opponents when you're in small numbers than you can in line formation. Because when you have 6 units, they will walk either vertically or horizontally in a line, depending on how far you move them. Whereas if you put them in the box, they stay clumped up like that. For like 7 or more units, it's a bit more questionable whether you want to use it, but sometimes you just end up pressing the hotkey because you're used to it with the small numbers, and sometimes it still can be helpful for the same reason. They're not quite as clumped up as they are in small numbers, but it still helps a bit. Now, Scorpions, they actually have 1 more pierce armor than the Mangonels do, so Cav Archers do only 1 damage to them compared to 2 to Mangonels. Maybe to dodge better as long as ACCM doesn't have ballistics. That can help too a bit. It's random civ as well. HyperRandom is the name of the map, but it is also random civs. So Vil counts still even. ACCM going for the full, adding in extra ranges, add in more Cav Archers, play as the Hun, so he's sneaking a Vil down here for an outpost. He'll find that Jordan has Black Forest on that side of his map. And barracks will go down. Not a big loss for the Turks to lose their barracks, but it will open up a big hole in the wall. And Scorpion on the hill will be pretty nice. 2 Mangonels moving in. Mangonels do, of course, do a good job against Scorpions, but now defensive Mangonel from Jordan. ACCM does have the numbers. But can Jordan get a nice Mangonel shot? He does. Gets a couple nice Scorpion shots. If he can get 1 more Mangonel hit. Oh, that was a great Mangonel. Trades there. And no numbers there still for ACCM. Jordan needs to pop another Mangonel. And ACCM will be pushing in. Those skirms really being a nice addition for him. And I like how he didn't commit fully to the skirms. He just has like 6 or so in with his army just to help tank damage from arrows and force better fights. Now he's in, but what's he going to do while he's in? Jordan can garrison there. He has a TC back here protecting his big gold, and his TC protecting his stone. So the Cav Archers, the place they could really hit is here, but Jordan doesn't really care too much because that's just some stone. And he can garrison there. The big thing is ACCM snuck this Mangonel in. And these are all pretty low HP Cav Archers. Once Jordan is able to take a fight, if he can just stall and take a fight, he should be able to take a great fight against them. No, Civ is random for this tournament. This is best of 5. We got our 5 dots up here in Capture Age. Oh, now that you mentioned that, I gotta update the thing after the fight. Nice trade there from Jordan, getting the Mangonel for nothing. And this army from ACCM should be cleaned up now. KD does look good for ACCM, but I think he's about to get trapped. Those skirms are so important for keeping the Cav Archers away right now. And, oh, but Jordan's losing on the front, too. Lost the Mangonel there. And, ooh, nice Mangonel hit on those Cav Archers. Now they're basically cleaned up. Jordan just needs to be careful not to lose vills, and he'll be able to run that down. Meanwhile, on the front, ACCM still pushing in. It's a Cav Archer on the front. And Vill count's still pretty equal. Oh, another nice Mangonel shot there for ACCM. Gets the Mangonel and gets the Scorpion. And I think he's about to overpower Jordan. Those Vill counts, I think, are going to change very rapidly. Actually, Jordan has enough Cav Archers out. He's managing to fend this off. Still a good fight for ACCM on the hill. Jordan's going to fight with villagers? What's he going to do there? Yeah, he is fighting with villagers. I don't know if that's a misclick. ACCM, if he can win this fight and kill those Cav Archers, he'll win the game. Vill count now pulling ahead for ACCM. Jordan has the stone for a castle, but won't be able to build it until he cleans up those Cav Archers, which he will do. ACCM still is running in at the front of his base. Jordan has tried to expand to a TC, but ACCM has too, and there goes ACCM's Vill lead. He was probably trying to build a TC there, but Jordan got there first, and he has not noticed this. Oh, ACCM, you're losing like 15 villagers here. Oh, it's a massacre by Jordan's TC. Oh, there goes the Vill lead he had. Oh, now he's only up by 4. And there's something going on in the north. Looks like he had been running some vills there. Oh, but Jordan had crossbows up there, too. So great map awareness by Jordan. Controlling with only a few vills here and there. TC is the MVP for Jordan. Another Mangonel for ACCM. Looks like he's still doing fairly well in the Mangonel wars. That could be a capture age stat. Mangonels created and lost for each player. Repairs don't come in time. And both players will be building castles in the middle of the map. Not only do those vills die, but then Jordan builds a castle right in their place. Treb out for ACCM. His resources do look a bit better. It looks like he's getting close to Imp, really using that market. Jordan ready for a second castle, though. And there we go. ACCM is up. Still has the Vill lead. And Jordan repairing that Siege Workshop. He wants to keep that repaired so it doesn't get Mangonelled down. Now, once the players do get to Imp, the Mangonels will be a bit less effective, but could still be nice to have a couple added in or left over to deal with any Siege Rams that come out. The Siege Rams will be super important in the Cav Archer Wars. Hello, wise old Bill. How much is Sipai? It is expensive, but let's see. If we check the HPs, it's now 70 HP versus 70, and it just came in for Jordan, so now that goes from 70 to 90 HP. And now when we get to Imp, Jordan will have the much better Cav Archers. The Huns have the cheaper Cav Archers, but they missed the final armor upgrade, and the Turks do have their unique tech. And ACCM losing all of those vills. I think he was in a really good spot until he lost them. And Jordan will... Both players going for that gold in the north. That might be the denied mining camp from ACCM. ACCM will get up to Imp first, but the Treb War will be difficult to deal with because Jordan can get Bombard Cannons out immediately. He does get that free chemistry, and Jordan will have the second castle. ACCM will too. 300 food, 200 gold. I think it was more expensive than that. That is the cost of chemistry. Not a check I click too often, though. Now I have to wonder, is Marauders an option to make the targets from the stable for ACCM? You just checked? It's 300, 200. Really? I thought it was more than that. Okay, that's a really cheap and really nice upgrade for the Cav Archers then. 350, 150. Okay. That's even cheaper though. This is less gold. I guess for Turks maybe it's not, but you have a lot of food at that stage of the game. Here comes the Treb for ACCM. He is up first. He will have a 1-minute window where he will be able to get 2 Trebs out and start trebbing that castle. Robo, it's essentially double Bloodlines cost. Okay. Is it me or was that a horrible engagement for Jordan? Probably not the best. But the kill KD has now pretty much evened up. I think the key for Jordan is that there's just no way for ACCM to push in, and this castle's really far back and on that hill. The question is, will he be able to keep this castle alive until he gets Imp? Another really nice castle for Jordan. He has this Black Forest part of his map down here. And if he gets a tiny bit of wall so cav archers don't run through, maybe that is walled. Yeah, and ACCM still is forced out. He'll lose some cav archers there. And a third castle for Jordan, even. He'll be repairing this castle, and a bit of a skirmish at the top of the map. ACCM's trying to raid that gold, but the cav archers are there to protect it, keep that cleaned up. And I'm liking the map control from Jordan. This TC is basically a farm TC because he's buying the gold already. And Jordan, he still does have stone, but he doesn't have a lot of vills. That's 3 trebs for ACCM, and that castle should go down. But it's done its job. I think it's bought Jordan time to start getting out the bombard cannons. And Jordan has now made the Hussar switch. He needs to finish doing the armor upgrades, otherwise they will die pretty easily to the cav archers. But ACCM, doing Parthian tactics, doesn't have heavy cav archer, and we're going to start running out of gold pretty quickly. ACCM trying to stonewall that. I don't think that's going to go up. It would have actually been really nice if ACCM could have gotten those walls up earlier. Now, Jordan starting to pull ahead in the KD. Armor coming in. Now we'll get to the point where the Turks will have the free Hussar upgrade, and that will save them a good 600 gold not having to do that upgrade. And for how little gold was on this map, I think the players have already mined all of the gold. Yeah, the only gold that's left is these few tiles in the north for Jordan. And if it goes for a long trash war and ACCM can somehow add in the halbs and the skirms and the hussars, he will have the better army composition. But until that happens, the free hussar will help Jordan out a lot. We'll see if he can take a good engagement. Not quite with the numbers they had to jump that treb. ACCM will start pressuring this castle, but it is on the hill. Final armor coming in for Jordan. If he can amass a few hussars and then attack with that armor upgrade, but not before it. Now he wants to take the fight. And now he has the cannon out. Cannon will deal with the treb. Is there gold at the bottom? Oh, there is gold at the bottom, you're right. These golds, I think were, 509 gold. So there is gold here, not as much as a normal gold mine would have. So both players with a corner gold that will not last much longer. ACCM with this army, neither player really wants to engage, but now that the cannons are out, it's going to be much more difficult for ACCM to take fights with those trebs. This is such a great castle position from Jordan. It's so far in his base that he can keep his cannons protected while trying to snipe the trebs. And this treb not really protected from ACCM. Looks like he's trying to add in hussars of his own. But that is a very expensive upgrade for him. That'll just come in right now. And he does now have all of the armor. And treb going down. And this castle for Jordan should stand. See, ACCM also with a castle in the middle of his base. Protecting the front. And another treb gonna be taken out probably for ACCM with those bombard cannons. Also, thank you, Edders and Logic23 for the follows. And engagement coming in. Cav archers will be ever so slightly more effective for the Turks here. Just the lack of the, the bonus 1 pierce armor will help him out quite a bit. And heavy cav archer still missing the final armor for Jordan. And at the north, looks like we have gotten some hussar raids on Jordan's gold. It's about 800 gold left. See if he's able to defend that and keep the vills working. He does have a stone there too, from which he's still gathering. Now ACCM is going to try to push into the base for Jordan. Now, unfortunately, some of Jordan's farms are forward in front of his castles. Hoardings coming in and Parthian tactics. And Jordan's preparing for a long game, but I feel like the longer this goes on, the more it's going to favor ACCM if he can somehow find the gold to add in his extra trash units. He already has Elite Skirm, and those will be as upgraded as they can be for the Huns. Halbs won't really be useful until that Cav Archer mass gets whittled down. Well, I guess they could be useful to defending some of these farms here if the Hussars do decide to dive under the castles. And looks like that's what Jordan will do. ACCM will give chase, but while he does that, he's not going to have a way to snipe that cannon. Jordan can start whittling down the HP on that castle. Has lost quite a few vills, has lost control of the farms at the front of his base. Probably need to add in maybe a couple mills and some more farms at the back if he wants to keep spamming those Hussars. Well, oh, relics, you're right. Jordan has all 4 of the relics. Oh, what is that? Oh, wait, it's not all 4 of the relics. There's a 5th relic on the map. ACCM is not taking it. I had to check, though. I had to check if there was a relic victory incoming. There's 3 relics in that monastery there. Another relic at the bottom. Okay, there's 6 relics then. You're right, the Huns do have atheism if it does come to a relic victory. Hussar is running through the back of ACCM's base. And we see capped ram, so at this point you have lots of food, so siege ram does become an option. Can help for pushing into the cav archers, but if Jordan can amass a few bombard cannons, rams will be much less effective. Oh, thank you, Genau Fitz and Zeitchen for gifting out that community sub to Gil LV. Yeah, at the very bottom there's a relic. And now it's ACCM's turn to try to get some raiding in. Jordan's raids have been running around chased by Hussars. And Treb could take out the monastery pretty soon. Other relic for Jordan in the back. Oh, thank you also for... Thank you, Gil LV, for gifting the sub to Seahorse Gallop. Now, ACCM, though, this castle's still being pressured. No real way to take out that cannon, but Jordan needs to be careful with it. Still lacking the final armor upgrade on those cav archers. That final armor upgrade is very important in these cav archer wars. He does also need melee attack, just not quite enough gold for him to get the upgrades he needs. But taking a fight on this hill, Hussar is trying to snipe the cannons, and they will be taking out the cannons later. The repairs are coming in, and that was a really nice fight for Jordan. ACCM lost his army trying to push uphill into those cav archers and didn't even snipe a cannon. Yep, Jordan does have the HP. We see his cav archers have 100 HP. That's an extra 20. He just really needs that armor upgrade if he's going to take a cav archer fight. Although, as the chat says, he will be keeping the cav archers in the back and fighting mainly with the Hussars. Maybe the forging line of melee attack upgrades is more important to prioritize for him. A guild's now coming in, and he is preparing for a long game. He can sell wood, and that's what he's doing guilds for. Skirms from the Huns. When you get to this matchup, skirms lose their effectiveness because of all the Hussars. Skirms would be if you really want to push forward and fight against the cav archers. But normally it becomes Hussar cav archer here. The extra trash would be if the players take a fight or the game goes long and slowly the cav archer numbers get whittled down, then like you're adding in all of the different trash units. And even then, like the skirms don't really have anything to counter then because the Turks don't have the skirms or halb line themselves. I would imagine halbs would probably be more useful in that matchup to deal with the Hussars. The poor villager is searching to repair the bombard. Well, Jordan has lost control of those relics. Looks like he did manage to get 2 of them back to that monastery. Atheism for ACCM. What does that even do now? I mean, does it still make spies cheaper? They changed it. Theism. Minus 50% gold from relics. Oh, okay. Well, that will be a very nice tech for him. Is being 2 to 3 in the relics. That actually would be a very nice tech in these long games. Now, ACCM actually with the relic lead. As his raid getting cleaned up, Jordan kind of losing his Vil numbers. KD still about equal. Jordan will need more farmer. He's still on 63, but he wants to pump out those Hussars. ACCM on 87. That castle still slowly getting taken out. 0 stone for ACCM. The repairs are not going to come in. And if Jordan can take that out, he'll have a much better hill from which to take these engagements. It's just going to be so much micro trying to keep those cannons alive. Still doesn't have that final armor, still doesn't have the gold for his melee upgrades. Atheism for ACCM actually will matter quite a bit. KD is still pretty equal. A nice usage of the Cav Archers there from Jordan, positioning them to block the Hussars. Looks like ACCM will get one cannon there. But as long as Jordan still has one alive, he's going to be using the market, trying to get out another cannon, it looks like. One in the queue. Again, this is... Now, he might snipe the cannon. Oh, the repairs are coming in. Jordan's going to keep it alive. And all those dives from the Hussars are so expensive. Jordan just wants, like, 2 more shots on that castle. ACCM has bought stone. He's going to try to repair. Jordan straight up forgot about the blacksmith. I think it's more that he just doesn't have gold to do the blacksmith upgrades. And it's more valuable for him to spend the gold on the cannons to try to snipe the castle. I do think that the melee attack upgrades for the Hussars probably are what he wants to prioritize, though. Yeah, he has the cannons out. Now it's ACCM's turn. He needs to spend more gold if he wants to buy the stone, but gold is going to be very difficult to come by as he doesn't have any more Cav Archers queued. This is his entire mass. And from the back, the cannons, they do have artillery. So that's the Turk unique tech, gives them an extra 2 range. Makes them extra difficult to snipe. But meanwhile, in Jordan's base, here come the Hussars for ACCM. Jordan's farm numbers will start to dwindle a bit as the raids need to be cleaned up. Farms are near the TC. TCs are garrison. Jordan down to about 50 active farmers, but at the same time, he's pushing it at the front. And down goes the castle. And with that down, he no longer has to force the fight here. He's cleared that hill. He can now move his army around and start forcing his attention on that castle. And the thing is, right now, ACCM doesn't have a really good way to add in the siege. He doesn't have cannons of his own, and he doesn't have gold for trebs. Those cannons can stand in the back, but now they're going to be underneath the castle. Jordan might even want to run them further away. You take a really good fight here. Jordan, even with a lot of stone left in the bank, if he really wanted to, he could somehow buy stone and get another castle up. Looks like he probably will lose the cannons here, though. Trying to get the repairs in. Will lose one. Will he keep the second alive? No, he won't. ACCM finally getting the snipes he needs. Jordan has cleaned up the raids in his base. Some siege ram. No, siege ram, you don't have the gold to add in the siege rams anymore. Hello, Obadiah. Yeah, neither Civ has Onager. And that is what makes the rams effective in this matchup, when you're just using them to tank the Cav Archer fire and, like, push in, force the cannons back. But with this many Hussars out, it's just like you need a big mass of rams to do anything, and you don't have the gold to add it in. Like 1 or 2 rams aren't going to help you that much. what sense does it make sense to get halves out? About 30 to 24. Probably soon. And that's where the advantage could swing to the Huns. I'm just looking for, can Jordan wall this off and keep the Hussars out of his farms? Is there a hole here somewhere? Yes, but he's right there with his own Hussars to snag it. KD has moved to the advantage of Jordan now. ACCM has done his full blacksmith, and I think now Jordan needs to actually start thinking about really committing to those blacksmith upgrades. Now he doesn't want to be in a position where he's going to lose the Hussar fights. I know Jordan did guilds. I didn't see if the Huns for ACCM have it. I think they have it. Yeah, right, that's a good point. ACCM has not committed to any of the armor upgrades for halves. Right, and like he has 0 gold. He can't just all of a sudden add in halves. He can, of course, do pikemen and the first armor upgrade. That's not too much gold. And if it does get to like pure Hussars, then it could help. But there's still enough cav archers in the back that it's hard to use the pikemen while these are still alive. But ACCM looks like he's slowly pushing in. 100 farmers to 96. It's soon going to devolve into pure Hussar spam. And we could be here for a while. And the key for ACCM is he wants to get this cav archer number down, because then he can think about that tech switch into the pikes. ACCM losing his cav archer numbers too, though. And Jordan still doesn't have those blacksmith upgrades. I think you Skopek for the follow. And ACCM's eco really hasn't been touched that much. Despite losing that castle, he's been able to push into Jordan. Jordan could buy a castle, but he would need to place it somewhere. I imagine stone costs quite a bit. ACCM looks like he's doing some pretty good raids up here. Jordan's population has dropped, and I think this is enough raids that ACCM will be able to take it. Oh, stone actually isn't that expensive. Actually, you're right. Jordan could buy a castle. If he could buy a castle, plop it down. He's lost this part of the map. Plop it down right here. There's the GG from Jordan, and that'll be a win for ACCM. And I need to update. We're not in the losers bracket round 2. We are in the winners semifinals. But very well played from ACCM. And I think the key difference there is just the farm numbers. We saw at the end Jordan's pop had ended up dropping, and that's due to all those raids ACCM managed to keep getting into Jordan's eco. Maybe Jordan could have found some way to wall up behind these castles a bit earlier and keep his farms fully walled. Jordan's raids, he had some Hussars into here early, but they weren't that effective, and ACCM just consistently had more farmers. It was the CA war. CA war, and the key is, keeping those CA in the back so that they don't die. Well, I think you do have a good point. Could the extra melee attack upgrades for ACCM on those Hussars have helped him out in those Hussar wars? And they probably did. That is an extra, 7 plus 4 compared to 7 plus 1. That's an extra 3 attack for them. I mean, Jordan does have better Hussars and better CA, but just didn't have the eco that he needed to pump out the Hussars. He invested so much into fighting on this hill and pushing, and even still did end the game with a better KD. But while he was pushing there, ACCM was just sneaking those Hussars into his eco, raiding the farms. He wasn't aware of the missing blacksmith upgrades? Oh boy. I thought that might have been he was struggling on gold and just tried to prioritize the bombard cannons, but if he wasn't aware of that, that hurts. Oh, that's so nice. ACCM says, GG, TY, you too, Jordy. So friendly. Lost many cannons on the hill could have been upgrades. Also, cannons trying to push the castle. Alright, looks like their lobby's up for the next one. And thank you, Brian Flores, for the follow. Still think forging or iron casting? Yeah, especially iron casting doesn't cost that much gold, right? It's only, what, 120? Right? So it's the thing that you often need to, like, slip in. 150? Is it 150? I thought it was 220. Maybe it's 220, 150. Maybe the 20 is the food cost. Yeah, I guess it's 220, 150. And thank you, Constant DJ, for the follow. Yeah, missing those upgrades definitely hurts, because you will, like, ever so slowly, you'll be losing cav archers that you shouldn't be losing to the occasional melee attacks. And well, if he does, instead of doing those cannons, if he does do the blacksmith upgrades, and then gets a 4th castle up in his eco to help stop some of those Hussar raids, get some walls up, then he probably has a much different late game. You know, it looks like the players are still in the lobby. I will also search in-game in case that shows up a bit faster than the website. But yeah, looks like the lobby's still up. Anyway, I very much enjoyed that game 1. It was a very fun Turks-Huns matchup. And it shows how different the Turks are from AOC and how they were in the past. Now they have that extra HP on the cav archers and the extra armor on the Hussars. And also we saw Jordan get artillery. In the past, that cost stone, and now that has been changed for a wood cost. Donations for Sam, thank you for the follow. Still rough for Jordan missing those blacksmith upgrades, though. Looks like they're still in the lobby. They probably need a break after that one. What about stone walls for Jordan when he had 550 stone in the bank? Definitely could have been an option. Just, you needed some way to keep those Hussars out. Whether it was stone walls or just houses and a few tiles of stone, it definitely could have helped him. Looks like the game has started. And it'll be the Japanese against the Poles. Oh, still says 0-0. Thank you. ACCM has won. Oh, we'll get into capture age and that'll have the score anyway. Oh, both players are very close to each other. Hello. And they start with, oh, beta version %S. Yes, the beta camel that is not named properly. I had a game with this scout unit. It is quite the interesting scout. It's one of the units that you can find in the game files. You can place in a random map script. And they're going to be scouting with these. So it has the heavy camel as its icon, but the normal camel as its graphic. Or is that even the normal camel, or is that the age 1 camel? I guess that's the normal camel. Age 1 camels are a bit more distinct. What is the line of sight on that? Not that big. ACCM is going to run into the TC and take some damage. 10 more HP, 1 more melee armor, and 1 more attack. And looks like Jordan's going to be attacked by wolves here and also run into the TC. Lots of food on those deer. Oh, ACCM in danger of losing that Vil. That camel has a lot of attack, and that Vil doesn't have Loom, and down she goes. ACCM looks like he's going to be laming some water buffaloes there. Ooh, ACCM could get some kills on the wood line there. Jordan will be running that Vil. And has Loom already, so that will help him out. Nice blocking by ACCM, taking full advantage of that DE pathfinding. But gets the hit on the camel. And that is huge because now Jordan's beta version can take out ACCM's beta version. Age 1 camels have less stuff on them. They're pretty cool looking, though. ACCM will lure in his boar with the forager. Now Jordan will run away. That wolf will just keep chasing that scout forever. He's going to try to push in that deer, but now Jordan's beta version with the extra HP. I think the HP difference here is going to matter a lot because this camel is going to be so much better against any type of feudal age unit that ACCM makes. And diving that TC was really greedy by him. Playing versus strong scouts like that is obnoxious in the Dark Age. That it is. That boar only has 150 food on it. And players, actually, they could struggle for food here a bit. That water buffalo lane for ACCM would probably be really nice. Ooh, he's going to try to fight those Vils. Could lose his camel, though. Ooh. Now that is a huge loss for ACCM. Meanwhile, he has walled in his wood to protect against Jordan's camel. Do I favor Poles or Japanese? I have no idea. And, I mean, wait a minute. Where's the... Okay, no mill yet for ACCM. Come think about it. The Folvark farms on a map where, like, you're so close could be a bit risky. But on the other hand, it's a nice food bonus on a map that otherwise doesn't have much food for the players. Someone check Samurai versus Obuk. Ooh, that I don't actually know how that works. Castle, probably a bit more realistic for the Poles early on. Can Samurai wreck Obuk? That I don't know. They probably do win the fight. But when you start adding in arbalests in the back, I think the Obuk's ability to take armor off the Samurai make the arbalest more effective. Spear line also counters the knight proficiency. Well, it depends how that goes. Like, if you can get enough knights, you can overwhelm pikeman numbers, even Japanese pikemen. Up, and there's the first Folvark farm for ACCM. And neither player anywhere close to clicking up to feudal. Jordan has tried to mill these deer. Jordan at least does have a lot of extra food on the deer. That will be very nice for him. And this is the consequence of ACCM just losing that camel HP to the TC earlier. Now Jordan can stop ACCM from taking any of those deers. And I think for any of those deer. And with the extra deer, I think Jordan actually will be able to click up to feudal first, despite the Folvark farm. I guess it does look kind of like a blacksmith, the way that edge protrudes forward there. And Jordan is up about 15 seconds earlier. And ACCM now needs to worry about over-foraging those berries and letting the beta version in. It has a garrison capacity, too. There is a chance it might be able to kidnap dying villagers. Let's see, long-distance gold mining from ACCM. He does have a really safe gold with a lot of gold on it. Putting the barracks forward. And men-at-arms will come out for Jordan. Those will be Japanese men-at-arms. Imagine getting Indians with that scout. I wonder if it's tagged properly as a camel. Where bonuses would apply to it. Does Indians have a team bonus that their camels provide more attack against buildings? And here is the forward tower from Jordan. And thank you, Raptor, for the follow. And here's where the camel really will come in useful, because ACCM cannot send Vills to fight that tower while the camel is still alive. I think that might be very over-aggressive from Jordan, though. ACCM will get his tower up first, and his tower already will be walled. I think Jordan actually will end up losing that tower. But now that is the one tower for ACCM. If Jordan has access to stone, then he can get a second tower up on the other side of ACCM's base. Yeah, and now with his own tower up, now ACCM can send the Vills forward. And it's a lot of HP lost on that camel to the tower that probably shouldn't have been lost. And great job by ACCM walling in this tower, keeping the camel away. And Jordan will try to run his Vills, and he actually will escape. Well, one tile of wall missing from ACCM, and he would have trapped the Vills. You are right, ACCM does have 0 food income because he doesn't have any farms. It says he has 9 Vills on food, but they're all clustered around those berries. Meanwhile, he's been walling to keep the men-at-arms out, but the men-at-arms are in on the right. Lots of early pressure from Jordan. He probably can snag a Vill there if he micros this well. It's D, pathfinding, he can't. He's too close to the TC. And now archery range transition from both players. No fletching yet for Jordan, and he's going to be adding in another tower. Ooh, that could be a nice tower because Jordan can chop that straggler and then get in behind it. Oh, he's doing double bit axe, so he'll... I guess that doesn't actually affect chopping the straggler speed. ACCM's gonna chop it and wall himself. He was prepared for that. And very nice early pressure here from Jordan, but the farms will go up around the Folvark, and now access to the deers has opened up for ACCM. And another tower here from Jordan, just trying to close down this archery range. Will make it much more difficult for ACCM to micro if he has to run his archers back and forth past those towers to get to the other part of his base, but again, this doesn't really progress anything forward. Oh, actually, nice trap from Jordan. Nice quick walls, and he will deal with ACCM's army here. Power goes up as well, and that archer should go down. Thank you, Blazed BZ, for the follow. And now, okay, that looks awesome, putting the tower along with the Folvark. I think he's got that smaller tower with the windmill behind it. I enjoy that. Will we see Yasama? Well, if it goes late, maybe. Another Folvark for ACCM. So the great thing about these towers is it forces the Folvarks to be back in a location where ACCM doesn't really have room for farms. You'll need to chop that straggler and build farms around there. So the big worry for ACCM is that he just doesn't have stone. And Jordan does. He has 4 villagers mining stone. The question is, does Jordan want to continue pushing forward for more towers, or will he try to amass stone for a castle drop? Do you like archers more than knights because you can set the gather point on wood gold and don't have to click farms? Well, gold gather points are kind of risky because you can very quickly amass too many villagers gathering gold. Wood is normally the safer place to set the gather point. And we'll have some micro over here, as the towers are still... that archery range actually could go down to the Japanese men-at-arms. ACCM losing some archers here and there. Still wants control of those deer. We'll be trying to chase down Jordan's army. Oh, but could Jordan pick some vills here if he gets a hill advantage? And he'll get 1 maybe? No, she'll get away. Nice micro there from ACCM to save her, even though she is getting stuck in front of that box formation. And we see, as someone was asking about earlier, we do see the box formation on the units. It just keeps them nicely clumped up. And even when you go above 6 units and you still have a small number, it makes it much easier to micro them. Well, Jordan is getting close to click up to the castle age. And there he goes, and he's on stone. Now the question is, what's he going to do with that stone? He has some stone, he has a lot of gold, and he's finishing up the walls in the back of his base. Just needs a bit of walling there, and he'll be completely safe. ACCM will win this fight. Actually could capture some water buffaloes if he pays attention. Oh, he's not going to do it. And Jordan will be walled up. That's a lot of gold he could keep in his base. What has Jordan scouted? He has scouted this, and he will be completing those walls. Will he get them up before ACCM's army get in? A blacksmith actually could go down for ACCM too. See, he does have gold in the back. He will have stone in the back. Has he scouted that? He has. Jordan will have this walled there. Oh, but that wolf could stop Jordan from walling. And he will get the wall up. But there won't be much HP on it, and that'll all be because of that wolf. No food on it. But ACCM's army not going to get in, not patrolling. Jordan runs the vill and gets him to safety. And now he will have a section behind this wall to continue a second layer. Keep ACCM out with the house. And he's double checking, making sure that it is fully walled. But now he's about to click up to the castle age. And what's he going to do once he gets there? ACCM is up as well. Will we see an aggressive forward castle drop from Jordan? No, we won't. He doesn't have the stone for it. He stopped mining stone. And he's just going to play a more standard game. So great job by ACCM, somehow making a Picasso painting with these farms around the Folvarks, finding a way to click up. We'll see instead of forward siege. Seems like a civ win for the Japanese. I don't know about that. The unfortunate map generation is that ACCM doesn't really have access to stone. And here's where his army had been split up on the opposite side of Jordan's base, and he's losing the small units he had on the front, getting a bit too overly aggressive with them. He's just about to get up, building a second layer of walls here. Palisades will not stop crossbows from getting in. Jordan's in such a nice position. If he could get in through this one more layer of palisades, get into the back of ACCM's eco. That's a low HP palisade, and Jordan's gonna do it. He's gonna dive the TC, and he's gonna get into the back of the eco. ACCM will try to wall the crossbows in. That TC's doing a lot of damage to them. Nice quick walls there from ACCM. And he keeps the crossbows out for now. He has some army around, but here comes Jordan, and that's gonna be a lot of dead vills if he can micro this well. Knights out for ACCM. A few skirms from the back. And ACCM's doing about as well as he can to fend this off, fighting with the Vills, trying to bring the low HP Vills back, getting the Knights in there. And what could have been a massacre ends up being Jordan's army getting cleaned up. Jordan is up though by 10 villagers, and that's a lot of idle time. Had ACCM maybe chopped that straggler and made a house there earlier, could have been more prepared to deal with that. Meanwhile, at the front, we have Mangonel out for Jordan. We have Sanctity coming in, has a back monastery, has a relic already. I guess we didn't actually look at that. How many relics are on this map? There's another relic out there, so no relic victory incoming just yet. Third relic there. In Jordan, looks like there's only 3 relics, so there is potential for a relic victory. Jordan does have line of sight of the remaining relics. We'll be getting a conversion here. Gets 1 knight. ACCM tries to dive the Mangonel, gets it. And Jordan will have to pull back for now. +2 on the knights, so they will be pretty effective at dealing with crossbowmen, as long as the crossbows don't get too large in number. And we'll just be pumping out knights here. Now, these are normal costing knights. No bonus yet for ACCM. He does not have a castle. Is nowhere close to being able to afford a castle. Are there 2 relics on the corner? Those are deer, if you're looking on the mini-map. Nope, no relics there. ACCM trying to break in, but Jordan with the monk and the walls up in time. Oh, gets a conversion, though. Oh, so even worse for ACCM. Oh, that's a nice walled-in tower from Jordan on the side there. Both players on 1 TC still. ACCM getting the Mangonel, getting out some Scorpions behind it. These are just watchtowers. Now, I do have to wonder if Jordan gets that university up. Will he be going straight for ballistics for the crossbows, or will he consider doing guard tower? The towers actually do outrange the TC, so over time they will do some damage on it. And here comes the castle. Do the Japanese have treadmill crane? Now that Jordan has secured the map, could ACCM pop a Mangonel and get a hit on the castle? No, he doesn't. Gets the delete to get the uphill Mangonel. We'll bring the knights over. Jordan's stealing relic. So he does have 2 relics now. There's only 1 more. Now ACCM will try to defend this with his Mangonel. And no pikemen, just spears. They won't be able to stop the knights. And Jordan's castle may be an overinvestment. I don't think he has redemption, so he can't convert the Mangonels yet. And nice fight here for ACCM, going to snag the monks. And up there's the Mangonel for Jordan. ACCM does manage to get the trade. That delete helped, or, well, the kill basically counted as delete, helped increase the blast radius. And Jordan getting pushed back, pushed away from his castle. And very nice defense here from ACCM. And another Mangonel out. And now with those Mangonels, we're at the point where he could start pressuring the towers. And actually, there go the knights. And there's 4 villages in there for Jordan that could go down. And nice Mangonel shot for ACCM. Jordan with the Doubt Castle. Oh, that was a great Mangonel shot. That's exactly what ACCM needs. He's taking the score lead. And there's 4 Vills there. Good Mangonel shot could take them out. Alright. 2 of them, or 1 of them will go down. And that's a Vill lead for ACCM, but all those Vills for Jordan are forward. I mean, a Vill lead for Jordan, but all those Vills are forward, and ACCM will clean them up. Jordan floating a lot of wood. And that's 650 stone he's invested into that castle that isn't going to go up. He might have missed his early castle opportunity to drop the forward castle, and instead tried to secure the map and go for it later, but didn't have the secure he thought he had. That's a tower going to go down. And with these Vills potentially dying, they will come back to the castle. That is now a mangonel and some crossbows out for Jordan. ACCM has no stone of his own. He's still trying to take decent fights, but now there are Japanese pikemen out on the field. The towers are down. That's why I was thinking the university should have been for guard tower. But no ballistics even. That's just kind of a wasted university for Jordan too. And now Jordan, no, after all of that, those knights are hard on ACCM's eco. He finally does get the castle up. That will secure that gold. Back resources still. This gold had 1,100 gold on each of those piles. That's going to last forever for ACCM. And now Jordan still has managed to retake the score lead, that he has finished the castle. Pikeman coming in on the left. And with the second TC, Villager is going to start climbing again for Jordan. And managing to clean up those knights with a few conversions has swung the momentum. And that one relic's still out there. And Jordan now getting his army numbers up. And there is Redemption. There finally is Guard Tower. And Yasama is the Castle Age unique tech for the Japanese. Maybe we could see it. But now the mangonels are going to stop being effective because Redemption is in. There's a Sanctity Monks with Redemption. He'll get the conversion. And the Guard Towers are in. So mangonel defense no longer something ACCM can rely upon. And those will be some big conversions. ACCM's going to try to fight with the Vills, gets the conversion, gets the hit, and he'll get some conversions on the Knights, and I think this will end it for ACCM, and it looks like Jordan should take the win from here. So, very nice defense from ACCM, but Jordan was just too far ahead when that happened, and there is the GG. The wild 0 TC boom. So, very well played from both of them. And I think one of the keys to that game was ACCM trying to dive that Vill under the TC and losing his HP off of that beta version %S camel. And that early camel from Jordan, like, it helped out getting that early tower up, denying all of the food from ACCM. And just letting Jordan get that lead, get to the Castle Age just that much faster. Oh, thank you, Reaper and Gara Mustafa Pasa for the follows. And we'll tab out to the overlay. Is it 1 or 2 syllables? You can do it either way. That evens things up at 1 to 1. Did I look at the stats there? I hope I did. Anyway, I've been waiting to get some very good games in this tournament, and I think we finally got them. You hope we get a water map? I think there is a pretty good percentage chance in the map script of getting water maps. There is a 1% chance of getting Michi, where both players are separated by forests completely. I haven't seen one of those yet. And it sounds like a bad idea, but I also want to see one. They got the lobby up for the next game. Who was it that knocked ACCM out of WWC again? That I don't remember. ACCM did knock Doubt out of this tournament earlier. So now Jordan will be trying to avenge his teammate. Or, well, knocked Doubt down to the lower bracket at least. Capture age. You need to fix your EGL no surface error. Anyway, both players start with a relic this game, so no relic victory opportunity. It's Palisade. Oh, that's a lot of zebras. Lions with no food on them. That's a lot of zebras. And lots of food on the forage bushes, too. And players start with militias as a scout. Lost to the Saladin campaign with the Viper. Oh no, that means you saw us lose. The Crusaders attacking our trade routes and killing our allied TC. Oh, we're gonna have a scout fight, which is just a militia fight here. See who's the lucky winner. Oh, Jordan's gonna run away. And ACCM's gonna disengage. Now, I think the Lions will attack the militias if they do get within 4 tiles of them. It is Ethiopians versus Slavs here. Oh, yep, there goes the Lion. ACCM's gonna get inside. Will he get the Lion back to the TC? Or the militia back to the TC before the Lion kills it? Hello, Metro. He's the garrison, and he gets it alive. Now, he can sit in there to heal. Just passing by. Keep up the good work. Love your content. Very entertaining videos and helpful tips when doing the achievements. Well, thank you for stopping by. Well, it does just manage to save the militia. And there is a deep fish here, but not much food on the deep fish. Lots of food on the shore fish, though. And it probably is worth it to dock here. I mean, if you could get up a dock here and get a fishing boat there while also using the dock to kind of glitch drop off the food from the deers, that could be nice. Oh, and boom AoE. Thank you for the follow. Have to wonder whether your Ornlu's alt account. Oh, the Lion got Jordan's militia? Did it? Oh no. That's well, ACCM will have the scouting advantage then, as he will be able to heal his militia up. Got eaten by a lion, oh no. And here comes Jordan with the dock. And I like the dock here. Now, you're going to be able to use your vills on the shorefish. Probably should be taking the shorefish. Oh, there's actually a second deep sea fish there. So the shorefish are slightly more efficient than the zebras. But when you gather from the zebra, you can't drop the zebra food off at the dock, but you can have the villager right-click the fish to turn into a fisherman and then right-click the dock to drop it off. So we'll see if he does that. The ACCM still lowering in boars. Hasn't gone to his berries yet. You'll see Jordan hasn't gone to his berries yet either. The food in the middle is just better. Gets out one fishing ship. And yep, there we go. Turning the villagers into the fishers. and then they can drop off the food at the dock. Do they lose food? I don't think so. I think they still have their 35 food. We'll have to pay very close attention to what gets dropped off. I remember back in the day, you had to drop off the food from your sheep villagers before hunting the boar, because then they'd lose all of it. Can you do with deep fish too? Yep, and we see they're gonna walk back. He's going to turn them into the fishers. They still have the 24 food. And he drops it off, and there we go. And I very much prefer the start from... Oh, actually, ACCM has some fishing ships out too. Unfortunately, no deep sea fish for him. Would have had to come here to do that, but doesn't really have the dock there. Oh, he's deleting his walls to push in the zebra with his militia. Now that is a bold move. Now, I don't actually know if you can build walls on this type of terrain here. He might not actually be able to rebuild his walls. Oh, Jordan's going to fight the lion there. And he has gotten tired of microing the villagers and is rebuilding the mill to drop off the food from the zebras. And while ACCM will use his healed militia to push in the deers, and ACCM will scout those fish there. But Jordan, he just has so much more food. Taking those deer, getting that deep sea fish, so efficient, whereas ACCM has had to go to the berries. You know, nice strategy, but also just the way the map worked out. He was a bit closer to those deep sea fish. If you have Mongols here, I think that the shorefish still are faster than Mongol hunt. I'll need to double check that though. It's not a huge difference if I remember, though. Lions have food? Nope, lions do not have food, just attack. Ow. Just the ability to kill Jordan's militia. And second dock from Jordan if that lion doesn't kill his villager. He does have loom and the hill advantage. I wonder if the docks are weaker from building them on the coast of the cracked terrain. I don't think they are, but it's something to check. Now, ACCM will be docking inside of his walls somewhat. So I do like the dock positioning more from Jordan because the docks are bunched up and close together. That means as he creates his galleys, they'll be together, whereas ACCMs will be separated and they'll need to join up. And that'll give Jordan a chance to block anything coming out of this dock before ACCM can join the galleys together. And thank you... how do I say this? The Hoekstra. I tried for the follow. Does terrain actually affect buildings? Oh no, the cracked terrain that was added in the African kingdoms. I don't think it actually worked properly in the African kingdoms, but when you build your buildings on top of it, they take extra bonus damage. Dutch OE is weird. Oh, and there's a tower from ACCM. Now that is an interesting tower if it goes up. It needs to build a palisade to keep his vill safe. But he'll get a demo raft out from behind. If Jordan has a demo coming out, he can stop the tower and kill the vills. Disrespectful to mispronounce normal names. I'm an American. I can't pronounce names correctly. Yeah, so the tower itself will block the fire from hitting the vills, so Jordan actually needs to move his fire ships around to the edges to hit the vills, yeah. Like that. And where's that demo? There's the demo, not in time to stop the tower, though. And that tower, actually, that's a very interesting tower. It'll stop the fish from coming over here. Fish will need to stay back here, where it's kind of awkward for them. I guess they still have some shorefish there. And the deep sea fish is already gone. And both players going for the fires. There's a lion's getting involved on ACCM's vills. Jordan's laughing about something. I guess he doesn't like the,
Ow.
I guess he likes the lions killing his opponent's villagers. Now this is This is potential territory for Jordan to make one galley, or even use the fire galleys just to lame the zebras. Try to get food away from ACCM. Oh, here comes the demo. Demo could come in on the fish. ACCM accidentally kills his own zebra there. Now it's fire galley micro time. This will be under Jordan's tower. It'll be hard for ACCM to push in here, even though he does have the fire galley advantage. Because America is weird. And yeah, that tower really helping out Jordan, I think. Oh, he wanted the demo on the villas, doesn't get it, and he'll just go for the fire. Now both players with some safe fish in the back working on shorefish. I think Jordan has one more boat out. ACCM still taking those zebras, as is Jordan. And thank you, Joaquin 420 for the follow. Fast heated shot? You need to get to the castle age for heated shot, but it is definitely a very strong upgrade for towers. Towers absolutely destroy ships once you, especially if you get guard tower. Kiwi 2 and 3 dislike your name because oh, you get caught by the chat filter because of your Dutch OE. ACCM still managing to hold this one dock from Jordan being behind the tower. It's a bit of a problem for him. They dislike gardening tools. Oh, here's the demo for ACCM. Could get that fish. Ooh, this could be a nice demo. All right, actually, it does nothing. Just far enough away from the fishing ships. Yeah, the chat filter in Age of Empires is quite bad. ACCM trying to use the market. Both players with the resources to click up. Do they have the buildings? Blacksmith for ACCM. ACCM is up. Jordan frantically throwing down the blacksmith so that he can click up. That's the problem when you don't go for galleys, and you all have fire galleys and you don't have fletching. You don't have the blacksmith to click up. But gold mining for ACCM seems pretty even for both players so far. I think Jordan might have out a few more fires. Yeah, 7-3, but 2 demos for ACCM. He's repairing the demo raft. It's gotta be a horrifying job for the villager. You're repairing the thing that's meant to explode. And dock for Jordan will be taken out. We'll see, will he decide to redock in the back? Oh, he's going for a barracks. You have to say player 4 because yellow is censored sometimes. Yeah, colors can be censored sometimes. Like yellow. Haha, Jordan. You're censored. Thank you, Tire GC for the follow. Oh, there's a demo popping out of the dock there. How is yellow censored? Sometimes blue is censored too by the chat filter. Check the scout bug. Jordan sees nothing. What do you mean Jordan sees nothing? Yeah, his POV. And as far as capture age is concerned, it looks fine. Oh, check the scouting? Yeah, he hasn't scouted in the map. I thought you said there was a bug with the scouting. But, yep. ACCM, much better scouting. Has his fish in a safe location. It's some machine learning algorithm. Alright, so immediately we see War Galley from both players. And I wonder how quickly will they throw down a university. Stable and a knight for ACCM. Not the most effective as the Ethiopians. And the question is, oh, those could be some nice demo shots for Jordan. Once War Galley comes in, I think they exploded before War Galley came in, though. He was It still does kill all of ACCM's Navy. So great fight there from Jordan. Knights coming out for both players. I mean, I imagine that does contribute to its being censored, but you still need to be context aware for the censorship. And like AoE2 will legit just censor the word that it sees appearing in the chat for no reason. Now trying to repair that tower. I really would like to see guard tower here, just on that one tower. Oh, there's a demo. That could be a good demo. That's a very good demo. There's a couple of low HP fires there. Don't forget that dock is censored. Yep, that too. Now, speaking of docks, ACCM has continued to dock the outside part of the map, which, as you point out, Jordan has not scouted. So that'll be some nice eco for ACCM. He even has the second TC up first, even keeping a sheep still alive. Second TC just now going up for Jordan. If you look at the KD, still pretty equal. That's the thing, when you win fights but have a bunch of fire galleys left over, the demos just come out. Now the Knight trying to snipe off the demo. A few pikemen coming out. That upgrade is free for ACCM. They do have an attack bonus against boats, but the fire ship still will destroy the pikemen. Slav Farm was the strongest in AoE. It probably was back in HD before it had been nerfed a bit. Demo could kill the pikes. Not going to go for it. Demo could kill the knights there. That could be a decent demo. That was fairly good. Kills a knight there. Pike down the other one. Here comes another demo. That was a good demo. Low HP fire there. Tower could finish it off. 6 HP. Tower is not targeting it though. Yeah, pikemen do have bonus damage against ships.
Ow.
And nice demo there. It takes out a fire and a demo. That one is low HP. That will not be a useful demo if you take that out. Jordan will be happy to trade that. See, I'm just going to take it, but not really worth it to kill a low HP fire like that. Well, ACCM does have a reveal lead. That second TC being added in earlier has helped him out. Lots of gold in the back, lots of stone in the back. There's a castle in each of those stones. Third TC for him even. And he looks like he's in a pretty good spot. And thank you, Boma Escape for the follow. And CAC with a bunch of numbers and letters for the follow. Hey, Jordan just now scouting out here, putting down his third TC. No crossings over here. ACCM does have the outpost out there. Still just shorefish, though. No big fish. Oh, I think pikemen have the bonus against ships, simply because ships used to be camels, and when they changed it to so that camels used to be ships, and when they changed it so they were no longer ships, they still gave pikemen the bonus against ships to make up for the fact that ships and camels used to have the same armor class. Pikemen can get their pokes. It's because they can reach from all the way down the bottom of the ship with their long pike up to the top to pike the sailors on top of the ship. Well, Jordan's fish, if they weren't inefficient enough already, have just gone down. They'll be trying to add in another dock. And here's where someone did mention before, ACCM getting a lot of stone. He could castle the middle. That will be risky due to the cracked terrain. I don't know if the cracked terrain still applies when it's layered like this with another terrain. That's something I'll have to test. When the cracked terrain first was released, there actually was a bug in HD that you could build a farm on top of the cracked terrain, then delete the farm, and that would remove the damage multiplier from it. I think that's fixed in DE. Oh, there comes one galley from Jordan, and you will spot the transport ship. Thank you, Zeben, for the follow. Need one fire from ACCM to come out. This could be a nasty sneak if ACCM gets a villager across there. He will have his fire down here patrolling, preventing any type of sneak from Jordan. I like the outposts, securing all of the scouting he needs. Score is still fairly close, but ACCM does have a 20 villager lead. He does have stone for a castle, and there it goes. Could Jordan deny the castle, though? He has enough galleys out. The lions are jumping on ACCM's villagers. ACCM has a mangonel there. Slavs do have good monks. They could convert the mangonel, but I don't think he has redemption yet. Mangonel goes down. Demo coming in. Decent demo shot there. It looks like the castle will go up, and that will force Jordan back from the edge of the water. Those lions, though, doing so much damage to ACCM. And there's the castle. Now is when heated shot would really be useful. But Jordan, almost up to imp, has stone for his own castle. If Jordan somehow could secure a castle over here and get to the center island, he would have the hill advantage in the Treb War. And it looks like he's just about to click up. Does he have the buildings? Is he panic throwing down a university? He is throwing down a university. And despite the eco lead for ACCM, Jordan will be the first one up to imp. And another technology of note is chemistry. Once that comes in, you get Cannon Galleon immediately. You no longer need to wait for the Cannon Galleon upgrade separately. Fire doing some good damage on the pikes there. So if Jordan is able to redock back here and maybe get up his own castle. Nice use of the monk there to get some conversions too. Jordan does still have a chance, but he's going to need to deal with that castle and early imp, and he's going to need to use his imp timing. ACCM is just about to click up himself. He'll be about 90 seconds slower thereabouts. ACCM, there we go. And ACCM does still have control of the water over here. It has a transport ship, but nothing to transport. And dock for Jordan. Does still have a ton of resources in the bottom of the map. Now, one thing to remember, this is standard victory. So if ACCM does get full control of the water, he could always go for the wonder victory. Kind of in these stalemate maps. I've seen that happen twice so far in this tournament. Both of them in Valis Dragonstar. So he is doing careening. Ballistics for both players. How many relics? Let's see. Jordan has 3, and I see 2 more on the map here that ACCM can take. So it looks like 5. Or actually, it must be 6. There's 1 there, so 6 relics. Both players started with a relic inside of their walls, so very hard to get a relic victory when the map spawns like that. Dark Noob and Classic Pro forgot about Wonders and agreed to a draw in their set. That might be the set I haven't watched yet. So if this series ends well before the 17 GMT series, then we will take a look at some of the recs that were played over the weekend. Ethiopians have heated shot, unlike Slavs. Ooh, that matters a lot. Oh, that castle is going right next to Jordan's Treb. If the Galleons kill the Vills, Jordan could one-shot that with the Treb. It'll be more than one shot. It'll be about 3 or 4 now. But that's a very risky castle. ACCM just deletes it. Hello, Rubcheng. Now Jordan is getting his own outposts down at the bottom, trying to scout the map. Gets up another castle of his own. Here come the Trebs. And Ballistics coming in. Did he cancel that earlier? I swear I saw that earlier. But chemistry for ACCM. Ethiopians do not have fast fire ship, if I remember. So they will have to go for their galleons. Ah, they noticed that it was not standard. Right. Well, castle repairs need to come in. Treb's coming out for Jordan. He does have the hill advantage in that center island, and I think this castle is on the cracked terrain, so it will take more damage from those Trebs. See, Jordan just needs somehow to secure that island. That Treb. Kind of risky to unpack it there. No vills around to repair. I do like the sails on those African galleons. They make the ships look rather distinct and like thinner than the other galleons. I think that's kind of cool. Here comes, I see a cannon galleon. I see the cannonball mixed in there. I'll look at those patrolling demos. There's the fast fires. That's going to be the big difference. Ethiopians don't get fast fires. If Jordan can push into this castle and keep that Treb, and wherever that cannon galleon is, keep them alive. There it is. It needs to keep it in the back, though. Not as much range as the Treb. Only 13 range compared to the 16 of the Treb. Oh, but now here comes the Ethiopian bombard cannon. Won't be that effective with the galleons there. AD still slightly in favor of Jordan. ACCM just going to be repairing as much as he can. Jordan probably needs to amass more than just one Treb, then go for the castle snipe. Heated shot does affect castles. It affects castles and towers. It does not affect TCs. Another castle going up on the front. Cannon trying to be effective there. I believe it is. It does look like it's on the cracked soil, but unfortunately, I can't tell what's underneath the castle now that the castle is constructed. Oh, another castle from ACCM. But that's a risky one. Cannon galleon already there. I think he'll get it up, though. Cannon galleon, could it snipe the bombard cannon? Oh, ACCM. Oh, it doesn't kill it in one shot, though. Here come the demos. They will get a decent hit. Jordan will try to push in, and will try to cannon galleon that castle. It will go up faster than the cannon galleon kills it, though. This castle actually should be taking more damage because of the cracked terrain. We see that it is indeed on the cracked terrain this time. ACCM, I think he's just... Having that early castle just gave him so much control of this water, and he's going to be pushing in. I mean, one thing Jordan could do is wall off with docks and then use some cannon galleons in the back. Siege engineers now coming in. That'll affect the Treb and the cannon. Needs to be careful not to lose the cannon to the castle, though. Trying to snipe the Treb, and he loses the cannon. And lots of hussars amassed in the rear for Jordan. Does have all of the armor. Is doing his blacksmith upgrades this game. No one... Oh, Jordan docking around the sides. Does Siege Engineer affect Cannon Galleon? I don't think so. I think it's just your land siege. Now, chainmail armor for ACCM, adding in barracks for pikemen. Alright, so this is where ACCM probably needs to think he needs to wall there. It needs to collect his relic. It needs to get up just a couple more pieces of walling just to prevent Hussars from running in. They're going to try to get there, and ACCM won't get the quick wall in time. He can garrison the repair bills, though. They want to snipe the trebs and the cannons, and they might be successful in doing so. That's a lot of food spent on Hussars for Jordan, but they will snipe ACCM Siege, and they will get all of it. And because of that, Jordan might be able to win the castle war while there's one treb left. But instead of being in a situation where both players might be thinking of trading castles, this might be a win for Jordan. If that treb unpacks, this cracked terrain castle should go down. And nice but costly move there for Jordan. Only on 60 farms. He doesn't have the food to sustain prolonged Hussar raids just yet, but those are Slavic farms. He adds in a few more of them, and he'll be able to start pushing. Halb's just now coming out for ACCM. That transition was just a bit too slow. Why so few trebs? Well, he has been losing trebs periodically to the galleons. It's kind of difficult for him to keep his numbers up in this location. ACCM should add cannon galleons of his own. Would probably be a good idea. If for no other reason, then he could use them to snipe off those docks. I mean, one thing for ACCM would be, can you sneak villages, get a few pieces of stone wall down there, then start taking this island with your siege? Because then you could treb those docks and that castle from relative safety and have a hill bonus. Mino Hussar from ACCM on the left? That's a good question. I mean, this is open if you wanted to do a landing. Oh, Jordan calls it GG. He's had enough in the middle. All right, well, that is another win for ACCM there, and he takes a 2-1 lead. Ooh, we do see a landing here from Jordan on the side. ACCM does spot that. But that is a GG. Losing the castle there, and when he loses that castle, then ACCM has complete control of this middle. Still would have taken a while to push in, but Jordan just thinks it's over and calls it. Let's remember to look at the stats. This is the military stat. I guess this is military population. Still kind of even in early imp. Once ACCM was able to get that forward castle, though, I think he was able to use that to get a pretty good lead. Pulling ahead in eco for ever so slightly. But I don't even know what is on this technology score. Like what are you possibly graphing here? The percentage of... Oh, exploration percentage? That's the technology graph? Okay. Well, as someone did point out, Jordan had less scouting. I don't know all these new capture age features they just added. Anyway, head back to the between game overlays. We'll give another win to ACCM. The game from the game. Amassing galleons like that, amass your own galleons, typically. Sometimes, like, you can get some fires, like the fire galley, or the fast fire galleon combination can work, but it's mostly about getting numbers there in those narrow choke points. Because once ACCM got that mass he needed, Jordan was never able to catch up, and especially not with the castles there. Castles are so good at taking out ships that being able to fight underneath your own castles gives you a huge advantage. And it also eliminates the ability to add fires, because your galleons can kind of sit outside of castle range and still fight, but your fires need to dive underneath the castles and subject themselves to the castle fire if they want to take a fight. Releasing the Kraken is best. Oh no, that's Age of Mythology, not AoE 2. Looks like they're getting very quickly into this next game. It'll be Burmese against Saracens. Mass turtle ship. That's the answer to all of life's problems. And we have the Kamiyuk Scout. Mass Monks is a good answer too. Okay, well what is this map? Someone tell me what this is. Well, ACCM has access to 2 bodies of water, while Jordan has access only to 1. Oh, thank you, Flow Collectors, for the sub. There's no food on the wolves. There's no fish in this water. So you're not going to dock it. Well, as you say, Jordan has 2 waters. ACCM has 1. But that probably won't matter. Decent amount of food on the boars there, so it'll be a fairly standard start then. Lots of food on the forage bushes. Lots of safe gold for Jordan, but not much gold on each of those individual piles. So ACCM, though, does have the advantage of having back gold that is very safe. That gold back there, all of Jordan's extra gold will be forward. Especially that big gold pile there. This is a safe win for Saracens. You know, that is a good point. Saracens are a civ I would like very much against Burmese. Burmese do struggle to deal with those archers, and the Saracens do have a great ability to get to crossbows very early with their market bonus. Anthe galleys simply hit and run turtle ships. Once you get a good mass of turtle ships, there's nothing that kills them. It's incredibly expensive, but they are very powerful. Most aggressive archers in the game. Extraordinarily strong bonus that they can tear through buildings with their archers. One of the strongest team bonuses in the game, in my opinion. And even stronger in 1v1s because you combine it with your market bonus for the early crossbow power spike that you basically can't wall out. At least not with palisades and only with difficulty with houses. And I guess you can't really wall the map for Jordan anyway because of these shallows in the back. Right next to his gold, leaving that exposed. I mean, potentially, he might even want to make a dock just to make ships to defend this later. Looks like there are 4 relics on the map. 1, 2, 3, 4. And is there a 5th there? Oh, actually 5. Mostly in favor of ACCM, I'd say. No, you can't wall on shallows. You can wall on the beach, but not on the shallows. Boom for Jordan. Looks like he'll be first up. ACCM walling and might actually be going for a fast castle. Sneak.
Okay.
Ooh. Sneak dock. Okay. Good thing he didn't run to those wolves. But we'll have a sneak dock from Jordan. And, I mean, what could that dock do? 1 tower will protect this gold against feudal galleys. And then if ACCM takes the middle, he can take this gold. It will deny some farming space later, but then ACCM can go to the mill. Yeah, there's no fish. And ACCM will potentially see this. He's going to take the deer. Jordan will see those deer in the fog of war And he will be scared about keeping his villager alive now. So he can see the deer running, he can see the dead deer, he knows that ACCM has villagers there. That deer running and revealing the sneak, potentially. ACCM going to mill those deer. Only 77 food on them. Jordan making a fishing ship to scout, but there are no fish. Kamiyuk for ACCM just now getting into Jordan's base. And he sees the barracks. Nothing coming out of the barracks yet for Jordan. He's just going to go feudal and add in a stable. Stable won't do much against ACCM because he is fully walled his base now. Jordan's going to try to get some stone walls there. That wall will do absolutely nothing because ACCM still has a passage there. Jordan can try to meme here. Oh, Kamiyuk has gotten into Jordan's wood line. And if there's one unit that you can't fight with feudal age scouts, it is a Kamiyuk. I guess maybe that beta version camel would have also been good against scouts, but Kamiyuk is right up there. Can't even quick wall it out because it can attack over the walls. You need some big walls around your lumber camp then. He tried to wall to save the Vill, but he attacked over the wall. So great use of Kamiyuk from ACCM. Oh, you spearman, you're not gonna stop a Kamiyuk. Most annoying starting scout. Well, if Jordan had gone for archers, it wouldn't be as annoying, but he did go for scouts. Scouts that already are walled out, but he'd go for the transport ship. Yeah. So he wants to build a wall there so he can knock that down, but ACCM could just wall behind it. ACCM will dock as well, so ACCM has not scouted this yet, just going for the dock. Jordan memeing a little too hard, getting memed by the Kamiyuk in return. Going for the fish trap, alright. Yeah, this wall does nothing, it just is a waste of stone. Poor spearman. Oh. Gonna figure out that size does matter, as that Kamiyuk is just going to wreck those spearmen. I think that's the third spearman and a Vill that Kamiyuk has killed. So Jordan with the score lead, but a lot of that will probably be due to his scouting with the scouts. Maybe. Maybe not. Why spearmen? Well, because the only other building he has is a stable, and he needs to kill a Kamiyuk. So spearmen are the only option he has if he doesn't want to spend gold. Oh, it could get another Vill. Oh no, it's gonna get another Vill. Or not. Runs away. That's just on stand ground now. Hello, Bazadron. Now, ACCM could be walled in. Has a fire ship. But, oh! Alright, Jordan's going to use his scouting to stonewall ACCM into this tiny corner of the map. And he is Saracens. And he will have a lot of gold, but... has that gold back there. Well, if Jordan can keep this wall up and then win the water, maybe he can keep ACCM bottled up. They can break through with archers, yes. But stone walls still are kind of effective against Saracens. Oh, could the wolf stop the Vill from getting the wall? Nope. Jordan needs to get castle so he has more HP on the walls, and then potentially go for feudal age walls. Whoa, zooming out while the mouse is on the mini-map is weird. Okay. What can Burmese do versus Mamelukes? They can do monks. Pulling him in was your first thought after that map, Jen? Oh, now ACCM will scout it because the Kamiyuk is still alive. And that's some great value out of the Kamiyuk. Oh, with 3 HP. Can a Kamiyuk with 3 HP still beat a scout? Probably. It would need to get the first hit. Now there it goes. Yeah, he can't just transport. Jordan will need another dock to win this water, if this is what he's going for. Well, on the plus side, what these walls will do is it'll stop the Castle Age crossbow power spike from the Saracens from getting into Jordan's base and doing damage.
Maybe bà.
So that will buy himself some time. Time to do what? I don't know. He's still not clicked up to the Castle Age. He's mining a lot of stone, so he might go for a castle. But there's the transport ship from ACCM. Jordan will see that with the outpost. Not even walled fully yet. Down goes that villager. And time for the crossbows to get into Jordan's base. He will stonewall. Stonewalls will keep the crossbows out if they go up. But that's a big if because the crossbows are closing in on the vills. Still one tile not finished, and it needs to get HP on it. And there's... If ACCM can manage to click that stone wall, which he can't, I think. Yeah, there's a low HP stone wall, but it's going to be very hard to click that. That's the foundation he wants to go through. Now, we will need more walls from Jordan back here. We'll need a piece here. It looks like there's a whole interesting delete animation there. Capture Age. And yeah, he's just going to stone wall as much as he can. I think you can click to attack it, but if you can, ACCM hasn't been able to. Still has a scout and a Vill out in the middle. As Jordan is up. Oh, no, Bodkin. You do need that. Let's check. The walls have... I guess you don't actually need that against walls. They have 10 pierce armor. And the Saracen attack bonus against buildings, means they only do +1 against the walls. Or wait, there's 2 building armor classes. Which building is that? Or do they do 3 damage to the walls? Capture Age, you're confusing me. And now you can get in. But against the buildings, they will do a lot more damage. And, great job walling here from Jordan. Keeping the crossbows out. Isn't there a trick? That lets you target villagers or units. Holding Alt and right-clicking avoids targeting buildings. You can also hold Control and click to select objects that are behind other objects. I'm not actually sure how that works in DE, though. That was a user patch feature, and I need to actually play around with it to figure out how it works.
What's that?
And now ACCM is trying to break out. The crossbows have to go through those walls for him to do that. We will be having one crossbow take out that outpost as well. Ooh. So Jordan has bought himself time, but that's just time that ACCM has spent booming on a second TC. Adding in a monastery as well for relics. And game already decided for ACCM. Well, you never know. You gotta play it out. Could always lose his crossbows to big mangonel shots or scorpions if he's not paying attention. It's just really bad for Jordan no matter though, right? Well, I agree. It's not a good spot for him, and it's not a good Civ matchup for him. But you always need to play the games. Third TC for ACCM on that gold. What I'm more worried about for Jordan is the lack of gold, because these golds in the back only have 250 each, and he will run through that very quickly. Also, the lack of ability to wall, that's concerning. Wheelbarrow coming in. Jordan somehow needs to get control of the middle of the map. That TC is hard to defend, that is true. But it does secure a wood, and it is at the top of a hill. Oh, now his Scorpions can try to dance in the middle. Vil count, not too bad. Jordan is on 3 TCs. Does get the third one up before ACCM. And he will have Wheelbarrow in just a second. Maybe 2 Scorpions here can deal with crossbows. Or at least deal some damage to them if he gets Vils to repair. Gets some nice shots on them.
What's that?
Oh, that's a lot of HP down, even if he doesn't get a kill. That's where I always feel like Mangonels still, even with the way people micro nowadays, their value lasts longer than does that of the Scorpions.
What's that?
Yeah, and here come the Saracen crossbows. They're just gonna tear down that TC. Like, any other save would need to add in Siege to push this, but Saracens can just take out the TC, no problem. Here comes the Scorpion. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of repairs that Jordan's going to need to do there. And here comes the Mangonel. Now, and here's where the Scorpions, I think, are a mistake, because at this point in the game, your opponent's adding in the Mangonels. That's a bunch of clumped up crossbows, though. Missed the old I am glad they changed that bonus. The old Saracens were that was just nonsense. I do miss their Cav Archer bonus though against buildings. I thought that was kind of cute and gave them a reason to have Cav Archers. This TC's so expensive to repair. Jordan's gonna run out of wood. Nice attack there. Jordan also needs to repair the Mangonel. He's gonna need to use the market to buy wood. He keeps it up. Somehow. Ooh, doesn't even get the Mangonel. Great trade for ACCM. And I think ACCM should go on to win this game. Oh, and it's castle time even. Oh, unless Jordan somehow kills 2 Mangonels with 1 and one-shots that castle, I think it's over. Needing to use the market to buy wood. I mean, how is that TC still garrisoned? I guess it's 500 where the Vils get ejected. But now that it's ungarrisoned, ACCM could even consider running crossbows underneath to snipe the repair Vils. One more Mangonel coming in. I get some of it. Jordan still wants to keep it alive. It's just so much wood he needs to spend repairing that TC. Vil count's still not too far ahead for ACCM. Jordan's keeping his eco running somehow. It's just so much wood. It's twice as expensive to repair a TC as it is to build one as far as wood is concerned. Get Indian ally players Berbers and get Camel Archers, and there you go, CA with bonus damage versus buildings. It was actually, I think, a scenario where you had, with the old Saracens bonus, that the CA had the bonus against buildings, where you played as the Berbers, and then you had a Saracen ally who gave you reinforcements, and among those reinforcements were Camel Archers that had the attack bonus against buildings. And well, that TC, it stays up. I guess the castle can't quite range it. Yeah, Jordan's still hanging on. At ACCM is up to Imp. You might need to get a Treb to take out that TC. Jordan's done a good job keeping his wood count up to repair it. Can't help but think 1 or 2 crossbows on this side would be useful for ACCM too. And there goes a castle. That just means it'll give ACCM something to trap down. But Jordan, with that castle, I think he will need that as a second building. Oh, actually, no, he has the monastery. Jordan's right there. Jordan's up to Imp right behind ACCM. They'll only be a minute behind. We'll be downhill in the Treb War, though. That will be an unfortunate position. And the more unfortunate is Jordan is just about to run out of gold. And he has been using the market heavily so far even to repair that TC. Does Saracen bonus ignore masonry? I do not know. I think masonry actually helps protect against it. But that is investigations we'll need to do. The specifics of how strong the Saracen's team bonus is. Castle is downhill? Looks downhill to me. And finally the TC goes down. And we're 30 seconds from imp for ACCM. What's Jordan's win? What Jordan needs to win is he somehow needs to kill those crossbows. Maybe it could be a demo ship. Oh. Oh, Jordan, he's got 2 demos in the dock. Oh, he's not going to use it. Oh, there's GG upon reaching imp. Oh, Jordan. No, you called it just too early. Your one chance was ACCM sneaking those crossbows and losing all of them. But even if that happened, it still was pretty GG for Jordan. There's no way he's going to win a Treb War when his opponent is up first and has the hill advantage and has the castle advantage. But you denied us the glory of demo ships. Oh, and thank you, Quick Roll, for the follow. Anyway, well played there for ACCM, and he will advance to the finals of the winners bracket. That walling question, that walling strategy was questionable. That it was. Ooh, I need to look at the stats. Let's not forget about that. Look at the stats. So GG's to ACCM. Oh, thank you, Scopex16, for the sub. And so rough map and rough civ for Jordan. Tried to go for a meme strategy, but ACCM out-memed him with the transport ship and then showed us the strength of that Saracen's bonus. And also had the great Kamyuk play, too. Now, sometimes those scout units can seriously tip the balance of these games.